Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osterberg501 and today I want to go over a piece of content that you need to be doing on a daily basis in Lost Ark, and I think this is something that a lot of people don't know exists or have been neglecting it. And I think one of the big reasons people don't realize this exists is because it's one of the buttons under your minimap. So if you go into your minimap, there's a little compass right here, and once you click on this compass, it opens up this window that has these 4 daily or weekly objectives that you can do. Now, all of these are pretty important because they all give a lot of very valuable loot. So first off, we have adventure islands, which are able to be done 1 time a day per roster. So you can't do it on every character. You can do it once per day on 1 character. And when you click on it, it'll bring up 3 different islands you have the option of. It shows the different rewards that these give, and you get to choose which island you want to do for that day. Now, right now it's late at night, so none of these are scheduled to spawn any more today, but they spawn throughout the majority of a day, and they all spawn at the exact same time. And you'll have timers here, and then you'll have timers in the alarms that show when these islands will spawn. And essentially, you just choose one of these, and what you do is you just go look at the different loot. You see which one has the potential loot you want to get. You wait till all the islands spawn, then you go do that island, and all of them have something different. There's mini games, there's raid bosses, there's tons of different stuff, and usually there will be a ton of people doing them because most of these are really lucrative. And these do change. There are a bunch of different adventure islands that give a bunch of different rewards. And if I was playing earlier and actually did my island today, I would have done Oblivion Island because it has a chance to give you one of these maps, which can be pretty lucrative. But there can be a ton of other rewards. There can be gold added in. There could be legendary card packs like right here, which is also very good. Every single one of these islands will give you an island heart. So there's tons of resources to get from your adventure islands. Now, second up, you have your Chaos Gates, and these are essentially a raid instance that's up to 30 people where you move through a bunch of different groups of enemies to kill. Then you face a few bosses, and every time you kill one of the mini bosses in this area, and there's a bunch of them, you get a specific currency, which we'll go over in a minute. But once you click down here, you can see the different ones, and you need different eye levels, and you need different item levels to do the different Chaos Gates. And the main things these are done for are rift pieces, which is the currency I mentioned, and then the maps. Now, you can also get some runes, which are really good, and some card packs, but the main things people usually end up doing these for, like I said, are the rift pieces and the secret maps, because not only do you just have a chance to get one of these maps, and they have higher rarity maps, so if you do 960, you can get these higher rarity maps, but there's always a map that drops at the end that everybody in the raid bids on. So you all bid gold on it, and then whoever wins that at the end gets the map, but then everybody else that took part in this Chaos Gate get a percentage of that gold. So it splits up all that gold and gives it to everybody else. So if you don't bid enough to win that secret map, which are really good by the way, you get a little bit of gold depending on how high that bid got. But then if you go to a rift piece exchange vendor in any of the cities, you also have a chance to buy chests when you get enough rift pieces to then have more chances at maps. So at 250 you can buy a chest that just gives a blue map. At 375 you can buy a chest that can give either a purple or blue map and then a yellow, purple, or blue map. And these maps essentially just show you a location, and you go find that location, you enter the map, and you go inside, and they're usually really small, and you fight a boss, and that boss will give you really good loot, and you can bring in your friends if you want to group up, and they can get some really good loot out of it as well. These maps are incredibly lucrative, and some of the higher rarity ones are worth thousands of gold just because of the sheer amount of resources you can get out of them. And next up, we have ghost ship raids. Now, essentially what these are is you go to the location once they spawn, and you are put on the deck of this big ghost ship, and you just fight tons of different enemies, bosses, all that type of stuff. And they are pretty hard. You need a good chunk of people to go in there and do them, kind of like the Chaos Gates. And there are 3 different versions, either a 460 item level, 960 item level, or 1370 item level. So these are essentially the 3 tiers in the game. game. And for these, you can only get loot from these once a week, but they are really lucrative just looking at the loot on them. Say in tier 2, which is what I'm in, you can get your rare and epic engraving recipes. These can be incredibly lucrative. The epic class engraving books go for like over 500 gold right now, so they're incredibly good. You can get a legendary card, then you can get all of your different resources to upgrade your gear. And not only can you get the base resources, but you can also get the specific resources that increase your chance of upgrading. So for tier 2 moon breaths, these are incredibly valuable because once you get to higher tiers of upgrading, these will give you a higher chance of succeeding the upgrade, which makes them incredibly good. Once you get to say plus 13 or 14 for upgrading your gear, you're definitely going to want some of these. And then finally, we have field bosses, which you can loot once daily, and it's pretty much just a big open world boss, and you can see all the different timers, and I think they actually all spawn at the exact same time, so you have to choose which one you want to go to, and they all have their different item levels that can give different resources. And these are actually really good because even some of the lower item level ones can still give other really good rewards. So say this one for 380 item level can give you the 4th giant heart. This 550 one can give you a quest starter. This 880 can give a secret map. You can get a skin from this one. You can get island tokens from some of them. Then you can get different accessory pieces depending on the item level of it. They can either be epic or legendary. You can get gems once you get to the higher ones. You'll get resources depending on which tier that item level is in. And then you can get other things like runes and some additional resources. These give a lot of really good loot, and you can do them on a daily basis. Now they are pretty hard. I've done say Proxima a few days ago and we weren't able to do it. We just wiped on it. It healed too much. We couldn't do it, even with a couple dozen people there. So if you don't have a lot of people, or you don't have people doing what they're supposed to do, you can definitely wipe and not be able to kill these world bosses. But that's pretty much all I want to go over for these daily and weekly activities in Lost Ark. I would definitely recommend going and doing these as much as you possibly can, or as much as it allows you to do. All of these activities give you really, really good loot, and these are definitely something you should be checking on and making sure you're keeping up with them, unlike me who missed their adventure island today. But that's pretty much all I want to go over. So subscribe if you want to see more Lost Ark or other MMO videos. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about all these activities, and thanks for watching.